It started with a receipt, innocuous on the surface, devastating in substance. Diana Whittaker, a 48-year-old interior designer living in Toronto, never imagined that one line on a joint credit card statement would unravel 15 years of marriage. She wasn't looking for it. She had been reviewing purchases for a design invoice when the charge caught her eye. Cartier $172,000. Her breath caught in her throat. It wasn't a client gift. It wasn't a business purchase. Diana called the jeweler under the guise of confirming shipment. The man on the phone had been helpful, even excited. "Yes, Ms. Whittaker. It's already been picked up, a 6-carat diamond engagement ring in platinum. Absolutely flawless. A rare piece. But it wasn't meant for her. A ring of that magnitude wouldn't go unnoticed." Diana hadn't received anything resembling it. And certainly not an engagement ring, they were already married. Which could only mean one thing: her husband, Stephen, had purchased it for someone else. A slow, sickening realization set in. The text notifications she wasn't supposed to see. The increasing, late nights at the office. The strange, perfumed smell on his suit jacket. All of it suddenly fell into place. That night, Diana found the ring hidden in Stephen's vintage leather briefcase, the one she had gifted him for their 10th anniversary. It was poetic. Cruel. Inevitable. She didn't scream. She didn't throw the box. She simply sat at the dining table, placed the ring beside her wine glass, and stared at the man she thought she knew. Diana didn't confront him. Not yet. She needed more than a hunch. More than a receipt and a ring. So she became a detective in her own marriage. Quiet. Controlled. Surgical. She sifted through credit card statements and pulled cloud backups of old text messages. She traced hotel charges, dinner reservations, and flight confirmations. Her world twisted tighter with each piece of evidence. The affair had a name: Marissa Quinn. A younger, newly hired consultant at Stephen's firm. Sophisticated. Ambitious. Newly divorced. The pieces fell into place. She visited Stephen's office under the pretense of delivering lunch. The receptionist looked like a deer in headlights. "He's in a meeting with Ms. Quinn," she said. Of course he was. Diana didn't barge in. She left the lunch on the desk. But before she left the building, she wandered past the meeting rooms. Through the crack of a conference room door. She saw them, laughing, close, too close. Marissa touched his tie. Stephen touched her knee. "She has no idea," Marissa purred. Stephen chuckled. "She doesn't ask questions. It's easier that way." Diana clenched her fists. Then she turned and walked away. She had her confirmation. And she had her plan. Diana decided to expose the truth at the Langford Foundation Gala. Toronto's most prestigious charity event. She had helped organize it for years. Now, it would host her transformation. She contacted Eleanor Langford, the event chair, and offered a last-minute donation, a 6-carat Cartier ring with a compelling story. Eleanor was intrigued. "We'll make it the auction's centerpiece." Diana spent the week in calm preparation. She compiled documentation, bank records, text screenshots, photographs. She hired a private videographer to capture the moment. And she picked a gown, bold crimson, a color Stephen hated. On the night of the gala, the room glittered with crystal and gold. Stephen arrived late, searching for Diana. She met him at the table with a tight smile. "I'm presenting something tonight." His brows furrowed. When the auction began, Diana took the stage, holding the velvet ring box. Her voice echoed through the tent. "This ring, valued at over $170,000, was purchased by a husband for his mistress. I know because I found it." Gasps rippled across the crowd. The husband is mine. The mistress is here tonight. This ring was supposed to be a promise. But I'm repurposing it to fund a new initiative for women recovering from betrayal. Screens behind her lit up with evidence, receipts, photographs of Stephen and Marissa, damning text messages. Stephen stood, livid. Claire, this is inappropriate. She turned, calm. You thought I wouldn't ask questions. But I did. Now the city has the answers too. The fallout came fast and brutal. Stephen was suspended from his financial firm within days. Marissa disappeared from the social scene, her contract quietly terminated. The gala video went viral. Thousands shared it online, praising Diana's composure and bravery. Toronto's realest housewife, one blog dubbed her. But she wasn't interested in fame. She was interested in peace. Support poured in from women across the country. Some had been cheated on. Others silenced. Many just saw in Diana what they hoped to find in themselves, strength. Eleanor invited Diana to join the Langford Foundation's board. Your voice, she said, is exactly what we need. Stephen sent messages. Apologies. Please. He blamed stress. He missed her. He begged for privacy. She ignored everyone. He made his choices. Now she would make hers. Diana finalized the divorce swiftly. Stephen offered a generous settlement, hoping to minimize the damage. She accepted it with grace. She sold their Rosedale home, Too Many Shadows. She moved into a modern downtown loft, filled with color, sunlight, and silence. She launched her own design firm, Whitaker Ream Agent, specializing in creating personal sanctuaries for women in transition. Her motto was simple: your space should reflect your freedom. Business soared. Clients found in her a kindred spirit. Her story wasn't a liability, it was her calling card. The proceeds from the diamond ring funded 3 new programs at the Marigold Center for Women: emergency relocation, financial literacy, and mentoring. She became a board member and frequent speaker, often ending her talks with, "You're not starting over. You're starting fresh." Months passed. Diana traveled. She read again. She cooked for herself with ceremony and joy. One day, a letter arrived from Stephen. Handwritten. Full of regrets. Hints of reconciliation. She read it. Then shredded it. Some things, once broken, aren't meant to be fixed. She visited the Marigold Center that afternoon. The ring now sat in a glass display at the entrance. Beneath it, "Your worth is not measured by those who failed to value you." A young woman saw Diana looking and whispered, "That's your ring, isn't it? You're her." Diana smiled. "Yes. But more importantly, I'm me." That night, she stood before another gala crowd, not as someone's wife, but as her own force of nature. She wore emerald green, laughed freely, and bid on a painting just because she loved it. When asked if she ever regretted going public, she replied, "When someone tries to erase you, there's nothing more powerful than making yourself visible." What do you do when the life you trusted turns into a betrayal you never saw coming? Diana Whitaker's story is not just about infidelity, it's about rediscovery. It's about the strength it takes to remain composed when your heart is breaking, the courage to turn humiliation into purpose, and the quiet dignity of reclaiming your narrative. For many older adults, especially women who've spent decades in support roles, as wives, mothers, caretakers, the betrayal of trust isn't just personal, it shakes the very foundation of identity. But Diana's journey reminds us that reinvention isn't reserved for the young. It can happen at 48, 58, or 78. It starts the moment we choose ourselves over the illusion of stability. Diana didn't just walk away from her husband, she walked toward a more truthful version of herself. She turned a symbol of deception into a beacon of empowerment. Not only healing herself but lifting others. Are you living your truth, or protecting someone else's comfort at the cost of your own? It's never too late to choose authenticity. Never too late to find your VO.